Good afternoon everyone, welcome to the weekly Purple Penny coin news video. The Purple Penny is a small coin shop in Adelaide in South Australia. My name's Mark, my wife Catherine and I run the Purple Penny. It's an online and physical business. So welcome everyone who's watched before. You'll notice I have a beautiful halo around my head today. That's because we're trying out some new lighting. Last week someone told me I looked like I was a troll sitting in a cave, so I thought this week I'd try the balding angel look. Hopefully in the next week or two we'll get proper fill lights at the back here and make it look a bit more a bit better. I'm doing my best to improve it with some great help from people out there in on the internet land. Now I'm here by myself today because Catherine has ducked off over to Canberra to see two of our kids. She's over there for a few days, so I'm doing my best to hold the fort. So that means basically doing all the order entry and picking all the orders and then waiting for the mail queen to get back from Canberra so that she can mail everything out. So those of you who have bought something over the weekend, please take our apologies for the fact that things won't get shipped out for a couple of days. Other than that, I'm doing okay. I haven't starved to death yet, and neither have our other two kids. So, but everyone will be happy when she gets back from Canberra. I've got a few photos to show you that she's forwarded on to me from the Mint, because of course, being the coin tragics that we are, we can't go to Canberra without dropping into the Mint and having a look. So we'll just say a few hellos. Hello Mike and Rob, Gary, Cam, Dillis, Josh, Greg, Ogie, Paul, John, Aaron, Adrian. There's someone that I haven't seen watching us live before. Hello Adrian, it's good to see you watching us. And Glenn and Robert. Mike, does she have a spare suitcase? Mate, I saw how much she spent at the Mint yesterday on the credit card statement, so I think she's going to need 2 spare suitcases. I guess from the shop point of view, we are really experiencing the COVID quiet spell. Last week was an extremely quiet week. The week before was quite quiet in the last few days. So last week on Thursday, Friday and Saturday, they were probably the 3 quietest days that we've had in over a year. Almost no one in the shop, which is fine. It allows us to catch up on a whole pile of jobs, which we're always way behind on things, so it's good to be able to catch up on some stuff. Everything here in Adelaide is very quiet because of the COVID stuff that's going on. Found out yesterday that my father has caught COVID, so I'm running around some groceries around there after I finish up here today, so hopefully they will be okay through that. Anyway, Catherine and I are taking the opportunity to get a whole pile of stuff listed up on our website over the next couple of weeks, so do keep an eye out there. Leanne is asking if we're selling the Queen's 70th year coin. Leanne, I don't think that's a Royal Australian Mint release. It's certainly not something we've seen in our schedule. Perhaps if you want to just message me and let me know what coin that is, and I'll see what I can dig up for you. Yeah, so Nat, who's in a hospital bed in Bendigo, I do hope that everything is okay with you and that you will get better soon, Nat. So sorry to hear that you're in a hospital bed over there. Thanks, Edward. COVID won't ruin our business. We have a very strong online presence and everyone is nervous at the moment, so I guess optional activities like visiting your coin shop just on the back burner at the moment, and everyone won't keep that up forever, so we're not particularly worried. Like I said, the slow period allows us to just catch up on a whole pile of jobs that we don't have time to get on top of normally, so it's actually quite refreshing to get some of those jobs done. Right, let's have a look at the news for the week. So as I've mentioned the last couple of weeks, we've got the Mint releases coming up on the 3rd of February. The Country Women's Association coins, the the baby coins. The frontline worker roll, I believe that the Country Women's Association aluminium bronze coin is going to be delayed. Everything else looks like it's going to be on time. I did notice on Facebook this week that a number of $2 bullseye errors were posted. I saw one person posted up 3 of them, including a 2020 Olympics coin. I think it might have been the Perseverance one, a Henry the Octopus bullseye, and a Firefighter bullseye. It's the first time I've ever seen someone having 3 bullseyes in one place, other than us, because we've had it a couple of times. Certainly the Olympics coin and the Wiggles coin is the first of those that we have seen, so I thought that was really interesting. I guess the bullseye coins are, if those of you who don't know what a bullseye coin is, it's a coloured $2 coin where the paint has been applied to the wrong side, and that's because there's been a failure in the process in between striking the coins and them being painted. From what we understand, there is a final check by eye to make sure that all the coins are the right way up in trays before they're painted, and obviously no one is perfect, so every now and again one of those slips through. There seems to be pretty much 1 or 2 of every release. There has been for several years now. It was good to see a Wiggles coin pop up, because I think they're quite cute looking coins, and with the paint on the wrong side it looked quite spectacular. Bob is saying that the 70th year coin of the Queen is a 50p coin issued into circulation in Great Britain. Right, thank you for that, Bob. We're not Royal Mint distributors, we're only Royal Australian Mint distributors. The only Royal Mint distributor that I know here in Australia is Downies, so perhaps you want to get onto them and see if they are going to get that coin in for you. Thanks to Paul for giving me a heads up on this. A world record has just been set for a hammered English gold coin, and it was a Henry III gold penny that was actually metal detected and posted up. The metal detectorist that found it posted up a picture of it to Facebook, not understanding what it was, and was notified later that it was worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we'll just bring up a picture of that. So that's a Henry III gold penny. It's a gold coin that was struck in about 1257 AD under the auspices of Henry III. From what I understand, he struck these coins from gold out of his own personal treasury. It's a bit less than 25 millimeters in diameter, and there are only 8 known. So the gentleman that found this found the right coin. If you're going to find a coin, this is the coin to find. It just auctioned for £540,000, which is, with commission, $1.2 million, and metal detectorists share the proceeds of the sales with the landowner. So I'm not exactly sure of whether it was on public land or private land, but the person who found it is walking away with sort of the better part of $500,000 for finding this coin, which is it's a fabulous find. As I said, just one of 8 of these coins known. It was detected in Devon, and a very significant English coin. So Paul has just shared that the Spink Auction House, you're not any relation to the Spink Auction House, are you, Paul? Made £108,000 of commission out of the sale of this coin, which is about $200,000. It's not a bad little earner on their behalf. So that's an interesting coin that has just sold in the UK and set a record for an English hammered gold coin. And the other bit of news that came up this week was that the euro has just turned 20. So the euro, of course, is the currency of the European community that's used by I believe all of the members of the European community now that the UK isn't in there anymore, and coins and notes have been issued in the euro denomination. The notes are a common note across all members of the European community, and they're not targeted at any one country. The coins are issued with a common reverse and then obverses that are specific to a particular country. So France issues them and Germany issues them and so on and so forth. The European community is taking the opportunity to issue a new set of notes to commemorate the 20th birthday of the euro. So those of you who collect notes will probably want to try and get your hand on a set of those. I'm hoping that some of them come in here in the next year or two as people go on holidays to Europe and bring back their change here, and we get to buy them off them, because I'd like to see them. Right, before we jump into the topic of the week, we'll just see if there's any more comments here. John says, thanks for the piece of Morgan dollars that you got from us. Yeah, that's fine, John. I'm glad that you like them. Catherine and I do like our world coins, and we do our best to pop them up on our website when we get a chance. And I'm glad that you like the coins that you got. Hello, Tanya. How are you? And Paul Spink says he's distantly related to the founders of Spink Auctions, but not affiliated. That's a shame, Paul. Should have asked for a cut of that commission that they got on that Henry III gold penny. Right, topic of the week is coin cleaning again, because I had a number of questions that came out of last week's video. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, please do pop over to the YouTube and watch our video from last week where we talked about coin cleaning. There was some things I needed to just clarify, and the first one here is the use of silver dip versus acetone. Silver dip is it's a jeweler's product, and it's mildly acidic, and it's used for removing toning from silver. Acetone is a volatile solvent that is used to dissolve organic compounds, so they are different things. So if you've got a toned silver coin and you pop it into silver dip and you pull it out after sort of half a minute or so, then a lot of that toning will have disappeared, because the acid has actually eaten away a microscopic layer on the surface of the coin. If you pop a toned silver coin into acetone and leave it for 30 seconds and take it out, it probably won't look any different. Acetone only dissolves organic compounds, and silver dip is acidic and will eat away at the surface of the coin. The next question here was the use of ultrasonic cleaners. Now, ultrasonic cleaners are cleaners that jewelers use to clean up jewelry and things like that. They basically are like a water bath with a basket, and the basket goes down into the water bath, and then the whole thing is excited ultrasonically at I can't remember the frequencies. I need to look that up. Basically, it goes zzz, buzzes around, and any sort of mechanical debris that's on the surface of the jewellery, and in this case coins, is ideally removed. Now, are they safe to use with coins? I would probably say they're going to be okay if you take two things into account. One is that you don't have a basket full of coins so that they're buzzing against each other, because they are going to damage the surfaces of each other. And the other is to make sure that the basket is plastic, so that you haven't got coins buzzing on a metal basket. So I don't mind ultrasonic cleaners. I should just add a preface to that. I'd only use it for dirty bronze coins, dirty silver coins. I definitely wouldn't use it for aluminium bronze coins like dollar coins and $2 coins, because that metal is very reactive, and even if you just put it into water, you could affect the surfaces of the coin. So if you've got some dirty pennies or some dirty florins or something like that, I think ultrasonic cleaning would probably be okay. So cleaning grubby coins. The classic example here is I've got some old pennies and I want to just clean them up a bit. I think there's nothing wrong with cleaning them up with a bit of soapy water. So the way that I do it is I run the coin under the tap, and I put a little blob of detergent on my finger, and then I rub the coin gently between my fingers just to dislodge any dirt under it. Then I rinse it under the water, and then I put it on some paper towel to dry out. And I should just say, this is only for low grade bronze or low grade silver coins. I don't do it for anything valuable. I don't do it with aluminium bronze coins like $1 and $2 coins. I don't do it for proof coins or 1 ounce silver coins. This is just cheap stuff out of scrap buckets, and I would advise you, if you're going to try to do that, that you keep it the same. Don't use it on anything valuable. Don't put it on dollar coins, $2 coins. If you put it on those, you will ruin the coin. Polishing. Someone sent me a message during the week asking me if a coin's been polished, is there anything you can do about it? No. Once a coin is polished, it is polished. Those hairlines are in the surface of the coin and it cannot be removed. There are underhanded ways to try to disguise the hairlines on a polished coin, such as smoothing, where the surface of the coin is mechanically smoothed, or applying nose grease. And what do I mean by nose grease? I mean this stuff from inside of your nose and rubbing it on the coin to try and create a bit of artificial luster to hide that. Artificial toning is sometimes used to hide hairlines, but the hairlines are always there. They never are going to be removed, and if you do use some sort of mechanical way of removing them, then you're just damaging the coin in another way. Last week I did talk about how to spot hairlines. I encourage you to go onto YouTube and watch last week's video where I gave a fairly good explanation of how to spot hairlines with a loupe and a bright light, so do pop over to there and have a look at that. Now the question I got asked is about cleaning and retoning copper. Copper coins cannot be silver dipped, obviously, in the same way that silver can. If you do, you irrevocably alter the surfaces of the coin and you give it a weird sort of peachy salmon colour that cannot be recovered ever. And that's similarly if you pop it into Coke or lemon juice and things like that. So effectively there's not a lot you can do with copper coins. There's nothing you can do with copper coins to bring back the original luster or whatever. If they're toned, they're toned forever. Do not attempt to clean copper coins with something acidic. Do not attempt to polish copper coins, and even if you do, then any sort of retoning that you attempt, because copper can be toned artificially. It's obvious when toning has been artificially applied to copper coins. It is obvious. So you are wasting your time cleaning and retoning copper coins. Do not do it. And if you are not sure what a cleaned copper coin is, do pop in here, and I have a lovely collection of clean copper coins here that I can show people. And there's some artificially toned ones around here somewhere as well that I'm quite happy to share with you. Now, just before we jump onto the last point here, which is about PCGS Restoration, we'll just have a look at some of the comments here. Aaron, are we still adding names to the frontline workers role request list? Yes, Aaron, send us a message and we'll pop you on that list. Kimmy says, sorry to hear about your dad. Thank you, Kimmy. I'm sure that he will be okay. I'm going to run some groceries around there afterwards and the newspaper because he's going spare because there's no paper to read. David is talking about someone found a 1930 penny and uncirculated. So he scratched it on some concrete to bury it. Yeah, I haven't heard that story, David. I have heard a story about a 1930 penny that was found in the river and with verdigris all over it, and had the verdigris removed and then was retoned in someone's sock. I have heard that story. Right, PCGS Restoration. So I got asked this last week and I didn't have a good answer because I've never used PCGS's restoration service. What is PCGS Restoration? It is a service that PCGS offers to remove contaminants from the surfaces of your coins. So what do they call contaminants? They would call it verdigris, PVC, putty, grease, finger oils, spots, toning, all of that sort of stuff. So, things that you don't believe belong on the surface of the coin, PCGS offer a service that may be able to remove that from the surface of the coin. So the PCGS restoration service is a three-step process. Firstly, they will assess your coin to see if it is eligible for the restoration service. Then they will restore it. And then the final step is grading the coin. Now, that means that not all coins that you send in PCGS for restoration are eligible. So I suspect coins that have corrosion that has irrevocably altered the surfaces of the coins probably aren't going to be eligible. Coins that have been harshly cleaned with hairlines and things like that, I suspect those sorts of things aren't going to be eligible, but they do say that things like verdigris can be eligible for restoration. Now, the costs is for modern coins, so that's 1965 onwards, is $28 plus the grading fee. So $28 plus the grading fee, and the grading fee is about another $30. So you're looking at almost $100 for a coin dated after 1964. For what they call non-moderns, then the cost is $10 for the assessment, and then the grading fee, and then 3% of the value of the coin, and there's a minimum on that. So you could be looking, say you send in a 1930 penny to be restored, you could be looking at anywhere from sort of $400 to $500 to get that coin restored, to get it treated by the restoration service. Now, NGC offer a restoration service as well. Now, I don't know about the quality of the two services. We've used NGC's service. PCGS don't publicise their service as much as what NGC does. Your mileage may vary. If you want to actually talk to someone that has had the restoration service done, I suggest you contact Eric at Drake Sterling, because I know that he has used the service. So that's it for coin cleaning. I don't want to talk about it anymore, so please don't ask any more questions. It's a tricky topic. My general recommendation is don't clean coins if you don't know what you're doing. You're only going to make them worse if you don't know what you're doing, or if you do it in a poorly educated fashion. So just leave them alone. And if you are worried that perhaps a coin needs treatment, then you're always welcome to send us pictures or bring it in here, and we can just sort of discuss the benefits of trying to improve that coin. Right, any more comments here? Paul says he has a 25 litre drum full to the top with coins. Would it be a good idea to noodle it? Well, if they're all gold sovereigns, Paul, then yeah, I think that would be a great idea. If they're all 1 and 2 cent pieces, then I hope you've got a lot of patience. Pretty hard to say. Thank you, Ben, for your wishes about my dad. I'm sure he will be fine. And Clay, I'm glad that has explained it. Right, that's it for this week. Catherine's back on Wednesday. Normal shipments will resume probably by Thursday. Thank you everyone for watching and taking part today. Hopefully the lighting will be better again next week, although I do quite like the halo. Never had a halo before. Thank you everyone for watching. Please do take care. Safe collecting. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And we'll talk to you next time.